gentlemen, welcome to
Welcome back after my 1 week long hiatus, everyone. I really appreciate you tuning back in. We got a lot to unpack for this episode of Monday Night Raw in Omaha, Nebraska. A lot of great things that happen in this show. We got Rusev absolutely destroying Otis, and we have Seth Rollins challenging Jey Uso for the World Heavyweight title on an episode of Monday Night Raw, the week of Backlash. What a great night. What a great experience. Everyone, thank you so much for tuning in to another edition of Road to Ringside. My name is Justin Winterroth, and of course, before the show starts, hit the like button if you're just simply excited for Backlash. I know I am. It's going to be a great time. And of course, we got Randy Orton and John Cena. Speaking of which, comment down below if you think that John Cena should retain versus Randy Orton. Just simply comment yes if you agree with that statement. I know I do, because I want to see a couple more matches from John Cena as the title holder before his retirement. And guys, stick around this episode. I have some crazy bold predictions moving forward with Seth and John Cena. We'll talk about that a little bit later, guys. Starting off the show, we got Heyman dropping a pipe bomb-esque promo explaining what he did and why he did it with CM Punk and Roman Reigns over in WrestleMania. Guys, this was such a great promo that Paul Heyman decided to come out. And you know what? I was a little annoyed when he came out and interrupted Jey Uso, because it seemed like Jey Uso had Omaha, Nebraska in his hands. They were really vibing with the yeeting, and they wanted the song again. So it was just really cool. I thought Jey Uso was going to cut maybe something a little bit more meaningful, because we really haven't gotten too much of a meaningful message from Jey Uso since his win at WrestleMania on night one. So I really want to know what his mindset is moving forward. And of course, we know we're going to be possibly seeing him and Logan Paul at some point. But you know what? Paul Heyman came out and said, you know what? I got a different idea for you. How about you give me Seth Rollins anytime, anywhere, no matter what that's going to be happening. So you give me the time, you give me the place, and then Jay gets up in Paul Heyman's face and says, right now, let's do it tonight. My title on the line at Monday Night Raw in Omaha, Nebraska. I mean, what a ballsy move by Jey Uso. And I love the confidence that he has. And of course, we'll talk about the match a little bit later. But my most important thing is I want to discuss Paul Heyman and what he was like. What he was saying was just so crazy. He was basically just destroying Roman and CM Punk's credibility in the WWE. And I have some notes here that I took that I really wanted to basically go over with you guys. Paul was right. Roman is a part-timer who would leave Paul Heyman to fend for himself, essentially. He didn't care for Paul Heyman. He didn't love Paul Heyman. Paul Heyman loved Roman, but Roman didn't love him back. And of course, you know, the same thing with CM Punk. I mean, CM Punk was gone for 10 years, guys, and he comes back, and Paul's been there the whole time, but CM Punk hasn't been there the whole time. So it's like, you know, at what point do you put the coat on the rack and say, you know what, it's time for me to move on? And people are booing him, but he's got absolutely valid points to make in this scenario. My point, though, is that Paul Heyman absolutely deserves to be with someone like Seth Rollins, because Seth Rollins he's an emotional guy, and he loves people that are loyal and respectful to him. So this makes perfect sense to me. I think that this is a great thing. And of course, Bron Breakker being in that faction makes you question, you know, is Bron Breakker going to be loyal and stay loyal? Who knows? I think that he's the wild card in this scenario. So obviously lots of questions still up in the air, but you know what? We've got our answer from Paul. We know why he sided with Seth, and I think it's completely 100% valid. I think us as fans should accept that. Now, of course, we got Seth going up against Jey Uso, which we'll talk about a little bit later, but my God, what a match that was. But before that, we got Austin Theory going up against Sheamus, and guys, I'm so happy Sheamus is finally back. You know what? He's got a six-pack again. Dude, Sheamus looks good, man. He's almost 50. He looks jacked. He looks really in shape. And then, of course, Austin Theory. Everyone knows I'm a huge Austin Theory fan. And if you want to go back to my previous videos, I did kind of a whole time-lapse of Austin Theory with his time in the company. And currently right now, as we all know, he's not getting the love that I think he deserves. But it's nice to see him in a spot on Monday Night Raw having a banger with Sheamus. I think that was just a great idea. And you know what? The whole show, the energy shifted completely once Sheamus jumped from the top turnbuckle to hit Theory with a double fist, and it was insanity. I mean, this guy is 50 doing this, and it was awesome. And the whole crowd was with it. And then, of course, Sheamus got hyped up, and then he actually hugged a fan in the first row who had a red beard, and it was so cool. I was so happy. And just Sheamus is a national treasure, guys. He's somebody that we need to cherish and appreciate for the time that we have with him. And it's great. I'm glad that he's got another 5 years with the company. He is just such a talent, and every match he puts on is just incredible. So now here's my real question: are we going to be getting a turn here from Austin Theory? Do we finally get him to separate from Grayson Waller? It seems like after the match was over, him and Grayson had some exchange of words outside of the ring, but they've been doing that for, I don't know, they've been doing that for months now. So I hope we get Austin Theory and Grayson Waller to separate. I like them both as a tag team, but man, have they not done anything at all with these guys as a tag team. They almost haven't had any appearances on Raw since they got drafted last year. I think they've only had 2 matches. So they either have to have some big things planned for them this year, and or they need to have them separated. And let's move on and have Austin Theory become the U.S. title champion like I think he can be. All right, next up, we got Penta going up against JD McDonagh. And, man, I just want to say that Penta and JD McDonagh are so efficient in the ring. These guys just don't screw around, but I really, really want to just give JD McDonagh his roses when it comes to selling. He is an ultimate seller in this company, and I think that he's an old school guy, but he's only 33 years old. Like, he's young, but he understands the business like the back of his hand, and I love when he wrestles. I'm so glad he's back and healthy, and I think that JD McDonagh definitely deserves a push in this company, and I hope that when it happens, he does turn as a face, because his ability in the ring and also being the face, getting a crowd on his side, I think that would be amazing for him. The possibilities are endless for what can happen in his career, but I'm so pumped he's back, and I loved every second of this match. It was excellent. And I mean, yeah, there was some interference at the end there, but ultimately I loved seeing what I saw. JD McDonagh is a dog, and of course Penta deserves the win because he's Penta. And this was kind of a welcome back to the WWE JD moment, but we are going to be seeing Penta going up against Dominic Mysterio for the IC title at Backlash. Let me know what you guys think about that. I could honestly stick with this feud forever. I love this feud. I love that he's feuding with the Judgment Day. It's much better than the LWO route that they always end up taking. But the fact that Penta's getting some real competition and getting these big moments in these PLEs right away just goes to show that his professionalism will not go unwavered. And he is a guy that you will be watching for a long, long time in this company. All right, moving on. We got Becky and the Lyra segment. Wow. Becky Lynch was obviously pissed. She comes out. She is now a heel, guys. And I mean, I enjoy this very much. I think she definitely needs some rejuvenation in her character. Like I stated in my last video, she definitely needs some rejuvenation. And I think that this was perfect for her. And I hope that this really gives Lyra the opportunity to come out and do whatever she wants and really just get the crowd on her side. And of course, now she came out last week and had an amazing promo, but this week she topped it and she went above and beyond with her promo skills. It was great to see. I think that Lyra is slowly becoming the reason why Triple H sees that these NXT women are going to be able to develop and do well in WWE because of people like Lyra Valkyria. She is such a killer in the ring, but the fact that she's coming out there and she's showing confidence on that mic and she is destroying Becky Lynch on the mic says a lot. Now, is Becky Lynch even really the GOAT? Is she really the GOAT in the women's division? I don't know. You guys gotta let me know that. She was obviously stating that in her promo package, and I wasn't 100% certain on that. So you guys let me know on that. I think I have a different person who should be a GOAT, and her name is Charlotte Flair. I think Charlotte Flair is the GOAT, but we'll have that conversation when that conversation is due. So you guys let me know what you think about it. We'll go from there. And of course, they are having a match at Backlash for the IC title as well. All right, next up, we had an incredible bout. Io Sky going up against Roxanne Perez. And I just want to say something that Roxanne Perez is getting the same treatment as Zoe Stark and Ivy Nile. So if you guys remember this, when Zoe Stark first came back, she ended up teaming up with Trish Stratus, getting a nice little push, but ultimately she ended up getting a title shot with Rhea Ripley. And I think that was that Survivor Series when CM Punk came back. So Zoe Stark has been just completely useless since then. Not on her. That's not on her. The company just doesn't know how to use her. But of course, we got to see Ivy Nile get her first match in the WWE against Rhea Ripley for that title. So again, I think this is a theme that Triple H likes, having these women come up and then right away they get a title shot and he thinks that they have the potential. But I don't want this to be a similar situation to what happens with Roxanne, right? I don't want Roxanne to become like Ivy Nile and or Zoe Stark. I think I think Roxanne can be one of the biggest stars in the company, but of course they need to treat her as such. But I think this is a good idea, giving her this match with Io Sky. It was a great match, and I loved every second of it. But of course, Io Sky is now on a completely different level. She is so beyond over. Her mannerisms are over. People are doing her moves. I love Io Sky. I'm so glad that she won at WrestleMania, and I wasn't able to see what they were going to be doing with her. I had no clue what they were going to do with her, but now it's just obvious that she's just a wrestler, a pure wrestler that you can throw anyone in the ring with her, and she's going to make them look good, and hopefully vice versa. So we had Julia join the fun after the loss, and now we do have a tag team match for next week confirmed. We have Julia with Roxanne Perez going up against Rhea Ripley and Io Sky. I'm not really sure where this feud is leading. I'm going to make the assumption that this is going to end up turning into a title match with Rhea Ripley and Io Sky, a possibility of a title change here. But you know what? I love Io Sky as the title holder for the women's division. Let's keep it that way for as long as we can, because she can wrestle her ass off. Great job, Io Sky. All right, guys, next up we have Rusev's debut match in the WWE after a 5-year hiatus. It was Rusev versus Otis. And let me just say this, guys. I can't wait for Rusev versus Sheamus, Rusev versus Gunther. That is going to be some pure wrestling right there. And I think that Rusev, with the correct booking, can become the next Gunther. And I hope that whatever's next for him is something like maybe with Gunther. Like I think that he has the potential to be a Gunther-esque guy, and ultimately the end goal here is to have him go up against someone like Gunther. Is he a world heavyweight title holder potentially? I don't know. I got to see what his promo skills look like, but I can tell you one thing: his in-ring ability is freaking insanity. This guy is so athletic. He jumped. Literally, it looked like 20 feet in the air to hit Otis with a back heel drop. I mean, my goodness, that was such a crazy moment to see. And you know what? I can't wait for Otis to get his proper solo run with his promos. I know back in COVID times, he had a Mandy Rose, basically him and her were it was Dolph Ziggler. It was a whole thing. It was so awesome. And that's the last cool, interesting thing that Otis was involved in, when it was kind of just him. So I'd love to see Otis go back and just kind of do his own thing. But of course, the Alpha Babes are the Alpha Babes, and they are the underdogs in the Raw division. So we'll see what happens with them. But Rusev is a force to be reckoned with, and this guy is going to be a nightmare, especially if he keeps pulling stunts like he did tonight, basically choking out Otis way after the match was over. And, that's going to get you in trouble and get you fined and get you suspended. So keep it chill, my guy. All right, we had Gunther and Pat McAfee face off, and Pat McAfee was just naming off random sports teams in Nebraska, and the crowd went berserk. And it's just genius, because when you are a small state and you don't have any main event sports teams, you're just going to name up random crap they have in the town. They're going to go nuts. So Pat McAfee knows exactly how to win a small town over. And you know what? It doesn't matter. Gunther came in and he said some great things tonight, and he is going to destroy Pat McAfee. That's what this whole match is about, guys. This whole match is to show people that Gunther is somebody that is a force to be reckoned with. And I think that no matter what happens at Backlash, Gunther is going to be winning this match, and he is going to be next up. He's probably going to try and get that title back from Jey Uso. So I think that's what's going to be happening next for Gunther. I think he's going to be possibly trying to either go for that main event Jey Uso title, or trying to maybe get that SmackDown brand and see what's going on over there. I'd love to see Gunther go on the SmackDown brand, but he kind of has already had some feuds with everyone over there, Damian Priest, Drew McIntyre, but I'd love to see him go up against someone like, I don't know, Carmelo Hayes. That'd be really cool to see. I'd love to see something like that. But of course, we'll see what happens here. Apparently, Pat McAfee might be taking some time off. I'm not sure if that's true or not, but we'll have to see, guys. I'm excited for this match ultimately, because I am a Pat McAfee fan and I'm a big Gunther fan as well. All right, so let's get to the match of the night. We're finally here. This match was an experience. I can't believe I saw this side of Jey Uso now and not at WrestleMania. Dude, Jey Uso and Seth Rollins was a great match, and I think that this is exactly what we needed to see from Jey Uso as the title holder. I now believe in that he is the guy that can be holding this title, and he's someone that can win matches, legitimately win matches. He put his heart and soul in this match. I loved every second of it, and this is exactly what we needed. I believe Jey Uso is so deserving of this opportunity. He's getting all the attention in the world, and I think that he is just doing the best he can with it, and it's going fantastically. As long as the crowd is with him, as long as the crowd's yeeting, that's all that matters. That's all that matters. They were booing Seth Rollins at one point, and they were cheering Gunther. I'm sorry, Jey Uso. Wrong match. They were cheering Jey Uso, and they were yeeting, and they were booing Seth Rollins. So there's obviously something there with Jey Uso, and I didn't see it before, but now I do. I think he's the man, and I hope that his title reign is long. I want it to be something that we can kind of grow with him on it, and I think he deserves this, guys. Like I said, he's a great wrestler, and he's just ultimately a great entertainer, and he's the reason why that Seth Rollins is giving him even the time of day, because he's got the title and he believes that there's a reason why Jey Uso has this title. And he's a great in-ring performer, even though it's a little bit basic. He's not hitting the craziest moves in the world, but you know what? He's hitting his moves he knows to perfection. Those super kicks, insanity. The spears he hits, great. That spear that he was going to hit on Seth, and Seth turned into a pedigree. It doesn't get much better than that, guys. It doesn't get much better than that. We can't hate on it. It's absolutely beautiful. Excuse me. It's absolutely beautiful to see. So I'm so excited. I think Seth Rollins is going to be getting an opportunity against John Cena and or Randy Orton after Backlash. I think that he's going to be doing whatever the hell he wants. I don't think that him and Jey Uso are going to be going up against one another anytime soon again. But we obviously, after the match, if you missed it, we had Sami Zayn come out and interrupt, and then him and Bron Breakker got into it a little bit. And then, of course, CM Punk comes out, guys. That was a huge moment. CM Punk comes out with the chair, and he just goes crazy on Seth Rollins. So, of course, the match ends in a disqualification. And, man, Jey Uso was close to winning, though, I'll tell you that. But match ends in disqualification. And then Jey Uso's in the ring with CM Punk and Sami Zayn, and you see Seth, Braun, and Paul Heyman back there. And then all of a sudden, cameras are actually cut this point, so the show is over on TV. But then we see Logan Paul jump from the barricade and punch on Jey Uso. So it looks like we're going to be seeing Logan Paul and Jey Uso at Backlash. I'm not mad about it. It'll be a great match. We'll see what happens with that. I'm very excited about it. All right, overall thoughts, guys. Man, we are in a great time right now. We are really excited about Backlash. Of course, after WrestleMania, you don't have really high expectations, but my goodness, they're cooking. Triple H is in his bag. I love it. We got Backlash this Saturday. Guys, comment in the comments here who you want to win, Cena or Orton. I've heard about 50-50. I don't really know. I think that Cena's going to end up retaining, and then I think at Money in the Bank, we're going to get him versus CM Punk, and I still think Cena's going to retain even after that. So let me know what you guys think, and then what can we expect with the WWE draft? Obviously, there's a brand split. Are we going to be seeing a lot of our favorites from Raw going to SmackDown and vice versa? You guys let me know what you think. What are some big expectations for the draft? I can really honestly, I'm not really sure. It doesn't even seem to matter halfway through the year, but I'm excited to see how that goes. And of course, guys, if you haven't already, please like the video. Please comment on the video. And lastly, most importantly, please subscribe. It would mean the world to me. I appreciate everyone tuning in after my week-long hiatus. Had to get some stuff done, but we're back, and we'll be back with the consistent content. My next video is going to be my Backlash predictions, so stick around for that. And of course, guys, have a great evening. Have a wonderful night. Have a good week at work. We'll talk to you. I love you. Have a good one.